Thanks for stopping by Capsule to Cone. I'm Matt McQueen, and today on the channel we are going to continue with our journey to Mike's music production in Covington, Kentucky. This is a fantastic studio that is located in the historic Mainstrasse Village area of Covington. It is not only a recording studio, video production studio, but it is also one of the coolest used and vintage instrument retail stores that is in this part of the country. It's owned by Mike Reeder, who, if you didn't catch the first part of this video series, is basically a legend in the used and vintage guitar community. Mike has been buying and selling guitars for multiple decades. He has been on public broadcast television, KET, with a show talking about guitars with Joe Bonamassa and Vince Gill, and talking about the value of vintage and rare instruments. So he's just a super knowledgeable guy. He's been making and producing music and been a part of music for literally his entire life. And this part of the series, we're gonna actually get a tour of the studio. So we're going to get to see all of the cool things that they have at their facility, including vintage Fender guitars and Vox amps and a lot of cool outboard gear in the studio, a vintage Songcraft console that has a built-in patch bay, and their space is just amazing. This is built in an old theater, and it was so kind of them to spend the entire day showing me around and talking about all the cool work that they do there. So let's continue with part two, the tour of Mike's music production.
We pretty much use the board for everything for the most part.
So it's your front end, it's your pre's and your EQs, but then you've got some...
We have an HD system. We can bypass the board if we want and go straight that way.
And we can route to anything.
And we can route to any of the EQs. There's a lot of cool pre's over here if we don't use the board pre's.
Yeah, let's just go ahead. Let's dive into some of these racks here real quick while you're talking.
Honestly, this has been rearranged so many times that I've lost track. Elton, like, what do we got going on here?
Well, that one's your first. That one came out of an old radio station. That's an EQ and an old radio station mic pre.
Yeah.
Now, underneath of that, the GTQ is basically a Neve, two-channel Neve clone.
Okay.
And it sounds really good on electric guitars. It's a nice little added boost and option for electric guitars.
Yeah, this is like a lunchbox thing.
It has 7th circle audio. It's got...
Yep, I got some 7th circles at my place. Yeah.
They don't quite... You know, the 72 strips don't sound quite as good to me as the G2Qs, but they do sound very good. Of course, there's an old DBX 160 in there.
Mm-hmm. We have 3 of those.
That's just that Pro MPA is an extra channel strip we have, and of course the Ampex, which is delicious.
Yeah, we have 2 of those. I love using those Ampex machines.
Those are gritty. Those are really gritty and really warm.
Vocals, they really.
What is that? Is that a preamp? Is that a? What? I don't even know.
That's a mainstay old studio thing, man.
Gotcha.
We use them as pre's.
Yeah. Here's another one up here. It's great with vocals. Great kind of natural compression.
I mean, that VU meter is like a Cadillac taillight.
Yeah, man.
And then we got kind of the mix match over here.
You got to have an 1176.
All right. 2 of those, theoretically, with the 6176.
An extra one for it,
A couple more DBX compressors, which I love. Kick snare, I'm sure you use.
Yeah, this is a 161. So we actually have 3, which is kind of weird, but two 160s and one.
Okay.
And the Avalon, which I really don't use very much because there's so many knobs on it. That's a joke. Okay, so I got two-channel Drummer compressor, which is just very, very transparent. Sounds really, really good. Lovely on acoustic guitar. And then the 2 Radius 50s, which are, it's interesting. They're kind of a dull sounding preamp.
Okay.
But they have a very transparent compression section. They sound killer for overheads if you want that real vibey, warm, sizzly overhead.
Yeah,
they just
those are cool.
Do fantastic for that. You know, like what makes them not great makes them great for certain things. You know.
Gotcha.
Now this section I don't get into a lot personally because I do use everything in the box.
Yeah, we got some time-based stuff here, which I mean, I don't know how you feel about this, but when it comes to delay, I'm like, if I can't get it out of the Echo Boy, Sound Toys Echo Boy. Yeah. I mean, that thing does so much. I use it all the time.
Well, I'm kind of old school, man. Personally, I like using Echo Plexes or the Roland Space Echo.
Gotcha.
You know, the harmonizers, the Eventide stuff is killer. Verbs, not so much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let me get that Space Echo because that is for sure on my list of wants.
Well, that's the 101. We actually have we have other ones too.
Okay.
The 201, 501.
Yeah. I want a 201.
This is actually a tube Echo Plex, and this is the later version.
Okay.
This is an EP 1 or 2, and this is a EP 3, I believe. You know, I mean, it really just depends on what you're going for. I also have a lot of like the old reverb, you know, like kind of cheesy reverb tank stuff.
Yeah.
You know, old Premier reverb tanks or some of the Dimension 4 Fender stuff, which is very surfy.
Sure.
And, you know, we have every pedal you could ever possibly imagine.
Yeah.
You know, from the very, very first wah-wahs to the newer stuff. So, there's just tons of stuff, and this stuff does vary and change quite a bit.
Okay.
So.
Do you use the tape machine at all?
We do, and we have a couple other ones downstairs. That's sort of like our most portable one. The ones downstairs are much bigger.
Okay.
You know, we have the ability to do that if a customer wants to. You know, we had one customer that wanted everything analog on reel, start to finish, and wanted the reel.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of people don't anymore. They just like to kind of capture on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have that ability.
All right.
Yeah,
Let's go see some more rooms then.
We have everything up here if a band wants to come in from out of town, hang out, and, you know, hear the session or, you know, watch videos or play games or listen to music or something. Also, when we do like audio and video production, often we'll shoot the cameras from up here so we can kind of get overheads. If you watch the Fretbuzz show, you'll occasionally see a shot from up here.
Yeah, that's too cool, man. That's so.
Or, you know, from over here in the balcony. This area here is where we shoot Fretbuzz.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean this is the lounge area pretty much.
We'll hang room mics up here from time to time as well.
Yeah, we'll hang them on the ledge.
So this is Keys Land down here.
These also change. There's a lot of keyboard options for us. But right now we just pulled out this Waltzer. I used it on a song. This Gibson, we have a couple of these. There's one on stage that we just did a Doors band with. We did a video and stuff for them. This is a Genco acoustic keyboard, which it's really cool. I have to send you some photos of it with it open.
Okay. That's cool.
You know, Tom Waits uses these. Tom Waits was in the store. And
oh, really?
He kind of taught me about these. This is a really cool thing. I just recently brought that to the studio. You know, this is a Hammond, obviously, and that's the Leslie.
Gotta have the Hammond, and this is a CP70, right?
Yeah. We just got this Voyager, which we used a little bit on a couple songs. So cool.
Quality of the sound in the thing.
Yeah.
So good.
So yeah, I mean,
you got the kitchen, so I'm sure this is.
Yeah, we actually use this for like kind of ISO room occasionally too. We put a lot of like stuff in here as well. We got glass and we have meetings in here and stuff.
And this is the bouncy, if you want that bouncy mic placement.
Where it's very.
Actually, you put your amp in here when you recorded, right? Yeah,
I did.
I'm sure
I'll put a room mic in here if I want the sound to come in and bounce around.
It's pretty hot. It's pretty hot.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be able to hear it on this microphone. Too. I mean, when I go to edit it, everybody will hear how this room is very.
But it's nice to have the option of hard rooms or soft rooms.
Yeah, and it's way bigger, but it's a lot more pleasant.
So a lot of times, if a band wants to play all together, you know, we can set them up right here. This is a pretty big space.
I get a wide one of that, because that's really.
Yeah, I mean, we got some good gobos, so we have that option to put them off. We can isolate people, amps, whatever.
We're all live together.
We're all live together. Yeah.
Fits the vibe, you know.
This is our vocal booth in here.
Oh yeah.
You know, which is pretty quiet room actually.
Oh yeah, this is super quiet in here.
Yeah. So there's this one. And you know, a lot of times the drums will end up sitting like right here.
Okay.
This will be out of the way.
Oh yeah, let me push out into the theater so everybody can get the feel for the room here.
Yeah, so that's the ambient drum mic out there. Right.
We'll go down there and get some shots of all
Yeah,
the...
you know, we like I said, we have cable that runs up to here. We can record up here, or we can record down there, either one. And a lot of times we'll close these off, and believe it or not, these big hefty curtains, when it's closed, makes a pretty big difference.
Yeah.
If you're getting too much bounce back or too much room or something, we'll often close them and still hang a mic over, so we have one mic hung over, getting that option.
Yeah.
And it sounds so dreamy.
Yeah.
It's like
I bet.
instant when the lever breaks.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Sound.
And then we call this the B room, but you know, I recorded my drums in here because I wanted a tighter drum sound for one of the songs I did. I was going for like a sort of a band, sound on drums.
Sure.
So the band. So we mic the drums in here. This is also a pretty dead room.
Oh, the band. Yeah. Which is a super cool drum sound.
Yeah. But it's a lot of verb, and it's not the kind of verb that's out there. That's more Bonham.
Yeah.
Right.
Big, bombastic. Yeah.
So we actually got this cleared out. Usually the drums are in here,
Okay.
but we have a session coming tonight, so we have to do this out.
Yeah. This is about the size of the room that I'm building currently at my place. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool. Yeah. And this is some of our mics that we have.
Oh yeah. Let's go through a little bit of the mic locker if you don't care.
I mean, there's also at least 200 or 300 more mics, but this is what's in here right now.
Okay.
A lot of old ribbons. There's an old RCA back there.
77, a 44, and this is like a that's an electro voice kind of version.
Yeah. There's this is a.
And I have these guys at my place. That's a 74 Junior.
Yeah.
And then a Vera acoustic or something like that. I think is what that one's called.
I never can keep track of all this stuff.
Yeah, that's the same thing I have.
This is sort of a kind
That's
of
cool.
cheesy old speaker mic kind of thing.
It's awesome though.
That's an old Altec mic. There's a couple AKGs here. What are these?
Those are 40-50s.
Oh yeah, got a pair of those.
Use those for overheads a lot. Large diaphragms for overheads.
There's a couple Neumanns. One's hung up out there now.
That's a newer AI.
Yeah, that's a U87. There's the older one. Or is that a Rode?
That's a Rode.
It's a Rode, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a U87 in there somewhere.
There's
87 hanging up in the vocal booth
Right,
too.
that's the old one. That's the
SM7s. We have 3 or 4 of these that we use for
magic microphone. It's my favorite microphone in the world.
for isolation. It's great.
Love it. Love it. Then there's just a couple microphones in here.
Golly. Look at that. Let's get the That's awesome.
Yeah, buy everything you need.
Projector room's up there, yeah. And I don't know if you can notice, but the wall's sort of warped. It's rounded, which I think really helps the sound in here quite a bit.
Yeah, that's great. I love that.
Yeah, this room with the high ceiling, and you'll get this. I've worked in various studios, so room mics always kind of sound a particular way. But I put a room mic right in the middle of this room, and it's the purest sounding room mic. I mean, there's just no weirdness in it at all. It just sounds fantastic. It just sounds like drums further away. It's great.
Yeah.
We also, these curtains that are hanging, they're layered like 60. So they're pretty deadening.
Okay.
Mainly just for the control room, we didn't want a lot of bounce.
Yeah, here, I'll let you guys walk down a little bit and show it. Because this is a big stairwell.
Yeah, I mean, this is basically our capital reverb chamber thing.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful decay.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
We can run cabinets into here too.
Oh gosh, that's cool.
Yeah. On stage, Pro Tools, or we have a cord that runs up to the main control room too. There's a little hatch on the stage where we can patch in up the stairs. There's balconies up there we use often for video work.
Do you guys ever get with the production side of things where if you're not making records? Well, I guess it's been so long ago, I guess maybe this is not a super applicable question, but I'm just curious. Do people ever, when bands come to town, do they ever try to rent Backline from you for stuff like that? Or do you even?
Yeah, actually, I've done a lot of that kind of stuff.
Cool.
And actually, we've had a couple tour bands come in to rehearse here too. For live performance, we have the Mackie 32R.
Okay.
We can run out of there into laptop Pro Tools if you want to. But pre's on that, believe it or not, are pretty good.
Are they?
Yeah. They
Never used that.
It sound pretty amazing good.
You got the old Vistalite kit sitting down here on stage.
Yeah. I mean, we passed it, but there was also a really cool anniversary.
What year's the Jazz?
Gretsch kit.
Oh, we passed the Gretsch kit. What year's the Jazz right here?
It's a 60.
A 60.
Yeah.
Gosh, dude, it's just the right amount of beat up.
Yeah, I love that guitar. It's actually one of my favorite guitars. So yeah, I mean, this is a really rare Hiwatt 200 bass amp. It's custom made for the guy. And this is a extremely rare AC30 215.
Oh, wow. I was looking at that while we were standing down there, and I was thinking, man, that AC30 looks bigger than...
Yeah, we just did our friend's band, their Doors cover, and the guy used this Gibson amp here, this Gibson keyboard. He set it up and we played it through the AC.
Okay.
It was just dead on. It was so fantastic.
That's awesome.
It was just so good.
Yeah, so I mean, that's basically this rig is kind of set up for what they were doing.
And you said that's a Hiwatt bass amp. So is that some kind of 2x15 folded bass cab kind of deal?
Exactly what it is.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean,
man.
it's guitar or bass, but the cabinet is folded.
Sure.
Because Pete played through 200s.
Okay.
For guitar. So yeah, I mean, the drum kits, we have a lot of drum kit options too. There's a really cool old Gretsch anniversary kit over there.
The neat thing about doing live shoots on the stage is a band can perform, and we'll set the cameras up out away from the band.
Sure.
And get the different angles. But then I can immediately do playback through the PA.
Oh.
So then they fake play, and I can do all what you're doing now with all the close-ups and the neat angles.
A lot of times, if it's not really a live thing, they're actually shooting like a song video.
Okay.
They can come in with a capture, and we can play it through the PA, and they can sort of fake play to it, or they can actually play it, and then we can play it back, and we can get close-ups of the solos and stuff.
Yeah, you guys can do like everything here. Yeah.
And because we have 5K, 4 to 4K cameras, we do most of our editing and post because we can zoom in really close with 4K. This is a really rare 412 Kitchen Marshall cabinet.
What is that? Now, I've not heard. I'm a Marshall fan, but I don't know what a Kitchen Marshall is.
It's hard to explain. You should look them up. Kitchen Marshall was like sort of an off-brand of Marshall.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is a 61 twin amp.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. There's just things come and go. We did like a little AC30 shoot off thing. That's how most of these ended up.
Yeah. So we got a couple of different here. What are the years? So you've got down here. This one is this.
This one is a 63 or 4. See, I lose track. This is a 63 or 4. This one is gray panels with these vents are probably like 68 or 9. This is like the Edge uses one like this.
Okay.
They're usually a little stouter. They have Celestians. These have early style Bulldog speakers. These two are actually ones that I had made for me. These are custom made by my amp tech.
Gotcha.
This one is a 62 or 3, pretty early one.
Gosh.
It's got the early vents. This amp sounds great. And this is from the same time period. This is the top boost. This one's not.
Okay.
Head and cabinet. This has a closed back cabinet.
Okay.
It sounds a little different.
Is this similar to what the Beatles were used on television?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I've been really into the box stuff lately. I've been using.
We got some cool basses over here too.
Yeah,
just get a little pass of them.
Basses. There's a couple of P basses there. These are mid 60s, 65 and 66. That's a 57 P bass right there. And next to that is a Gibson early EB1, if I remember.
Yeah,
EB1. And then underneath that is a checkerboard 72 or 3 Rick bass.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. Cool basses. This is mostly store stock now, but we do occasionally use it.
So this is stuff that's for sale, I guess.
Some of it. It gets used in video shoots, and like we just used this SVT. It's a Blue Line SVT. There's an old basement here, bunch of Marshall stuff.
Oh gosh, yeah. Gorgeous.
Yeah, this is a 20 watt head. It goes with that cabinet I pointed out upstairs.
Okay.
Here's some guitars. This is a Candy Apple Red 64 Strat, which is pretty cool.
Oh, you got the Jubilee, right?
Yeah. This is a 68.
Okay.
Thin line. This is a 58 Telly.
Gorgeous.
This is a rare guitar. This is a 60 Esquire, custom Esquire double bound.
Gosh, love that burst.
Slab board, I love this guitar too.
I'm a sucker for double bound tellies, man. I mean,
yeah. What's in here?
I don't know. Open and find out.
see the joys that await you inside.
Oh yeah, this is a black
I love
65, 64.5 black Telly or black Esquire, which my friend Charlie Starr had for a long time. He was using it, and I just got it back from him actually. And I used it as my backup guitar a couple weeks ago. That's why I was in the gig bag. I forgot. But that's a great sounding guitar.
I love it. What's in here? Oh, just
this is something you won't see every day.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. Some sort of weird double neck for like a really early country swing band, which I've been using a little bit.
Thank you all for stopping in and taking a look at the Mike's Music Production, the Village Sight, Sound, and Stage at Mike's Music Production. Feel free to visit us. We are on the Facebook at Mike's Music Production. We are on Instagram at Mike's Music Ohio. You can also visit our YouTube page, which is The Village, or you can call the location here if you'd interested in scheduling a session or a video session. It is 859-261-5500. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for coming, Matt. We appreciate it. Come see us, everybody.
Thanks very much for watching this tour. I was so happy to have gotten to go do this. Mike and Elton were fantastic. We had a great time. They spent so much of their time showing me around and answering all of my goofy nerd questions about all the music equipment and the guitars and all the things that they had in their studio, music store, production house, all those things. If you need any work done, these guys are two great guys that love what they're doing. If you need any kind of video, audio production, and you're in the Southwest Ohio, Southeast Indiana, Northern Kentucky area, or even from further out, and you want to go to a studio that has a ton of cool vintage microphones, amplifiers, guitars, and just be around people that really care about music and instruments, Mike's Music Production, great facility. I love what they're doing there. You can find links to everything down below, and if you missed the first part of this series, which was an interview with Mike and Elton, you can find a link to that up there. Please, if you like what we're doing on the channel, hit the bell notification, subscribe down below. I've been Matt for Capsule to Cone. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.